Deku, infinite 100%. More like Deku finally achieving that One Punch Man mode. So what's up guys, Foxen here. The latest My Hero Academia episode finally gave you some sweet Deku fan service. Infinite 100% one for all. But have you actually seen Deku at his very peak? So be sure 100% smash that like. Obviously this is gonna have spoilers and let's dive into this. Deku sure has come a long way from his humble beginnings. From being quirkless, getting All Might's power, all those countless times Deku has smashed his arms. There's no more of Deku severely damaging his digits. Deku has literally gone from zero to hero. Since then, Deku has forcefully turned down the one-for-all floodgates, known as the full cowl. Deku first started at 5% and eventually increased that to 8% as you saw with the Deku vs the Bakugo street brawl. At this point in My Hero Academia Season 4, before that display of power, Deku has hit the point of full cowl 20%, although only very super briefly. Deku described this feeling as if his entire body was about to burst. Jumping a bit in the timeline, you got Deku trying to play around with this new 20% limit. Bring on Sensei All Might. So get this reveal from All Might to Deku. At one for all 20%, Deku has unknowingly unlocked the new ability. Simply by kicking, Deku now has this added new shockwave air pressure that hits in the direction where he aims. All of this is actually pretty awesome for Deku. Since the very beginning, Deku has pretty much been this close combat hero. Missing was a way for him to deal with ranged villains, especially if they're flying. 20% has now opened up this new possible way for Deku to fight. Except, if it weren't for a major problem, one for all 20% leaves Deku with pain throughout his body. He could only use it briefly, which makes controlling it and using it in battle pretty hard. Deku's solution? Hey, let's try to make it more precise. I actually love that you got this hinted at years back. Deku shooting off versus his fight with Shoto. Deku is now capable of doing something similar without busting his fingers. To actually control this new move and make it more precise, Deku even got new hero gloves from Hatsume. Oh yes, just gotta make Ochako even more jelly. But anyway, this new 20% blast is called Air Force or Air Strike, depending on the translation. My Hero Academia Season 4 should cover this soon enough. But wait, there's more. Forget about Deku leveling up his one-for-all percentage. Within the last year or so, there's been a major development. On top of the superhuman strength, Deku through All For One actually has 6 additional quirks inside of him. You've heard that right, 6 new quirks. Talk about being overpowered as hell. Each of these quirks is from the previous one-for-all user. Currently, Deku has unlocked one of these 6 quirks. Deku has gained access to a power known as the Black Whip quirk. Like the name suggests, this is a quirk that specializes in grabbing, binding, capturing, and all that good stuff. Hey Deku, why not try that on Ochako? What makes this even more interesting, or perhaps I should say makes Deku even more overpowered, each of these contained quirks has actually been supercharged when they became part of One For All. In other words, the Black Whip quirk is much stronger compared to when the original holder was alive. At this point, Deku still has 5 new quirks to discover. All Might just happened to recently bust out a quirk guide for him. Gee, thanks. That would have been extremely useful a while back. This is actually all starting to remind me of what happened in Bleach with Ichigo. Oh, you're a human plus Shinigami, hollow now too? Oh wait, Fullbringer. And let's add Quincy to that too. This does bring up the question, and definitely post your thoughts down below. Was giving even more quirks to Deku a good idea? I mean, previously you had the 100% limit. Keep in mind that Deku 100% would have been stronger than even All Might at his peak. Even All Might vs that Nomu in Season 1 was nowhere near that. Definitely not at his prime. But now we have 6 more powers. Good news for the overpowered Deku. But how about for everyone else? Won't this just help to create that further problem that you often see in shonen anime, which is really just leave everyone else further behind? You can be sure that Shoto and Bakugo will somehow keep up, but everyone else? Have fun being a background character. Anyway, what comes next for Deku? How strong can Deku get? Previously, it was simply getting more one-for-all percentage points. Now we have new quirks thrown into the mix. The My Hero Academia series has barely crossed the 5-year mark. Briefly, compare this to other shonen series that have ended, Naruto and Bleach, which My Hero Academia has had obvious influences from, both of them ending around after 15 years. In comparison, My Hero Academia is still very young. Deku will definitely get to the 10-year mark, if lucky perhaps to the 15-year mark too. It took Deku around 5 years manga time to get to 20%. Just seeing how Deku went from 5% to 8%, now some controlled 20%, I do see the increases coming faster and maybe even sooner. Not to mention Deku's body will grow and naturally adapt to One For All. So, 100% within the 10-year mark? I'd be a bit surprised if it took longer. As for the multi-quirk issue, Deku, from the point of discovering Black Whip to finally being able to use it in battle, kind of, it was around 40 to 50 chapters, roughly a year. Which brings me to another super rough estimate. It feels like Deku could look forward to a new quirk each year. What an awesome birthday gift. Keep in mind this doesn't even bring in the possible quirk training or quirk evolution for Deku. Hopefully this type of stuff factors into more of the My Hero Academia heroes and villains. Deku already has a full plate. But anyway, post below, is Deku too overpowered? Check out my best anime of 2019 video. Definitely be sure to subscribe, I know a lot of you aren't yet. I will be making more My Hero Academia videos this season, and I'll see you guys later.